what we're going to look at today, and I've made a few assumptions because this is an advanced Canva class. So some of my assumptions are that you have access to a Canva account. So when you click on the link, you're in something called, there's a share option here. I'll show you, it's share, and it's called a learning session. So what that means is that anyone can access this session. So anyone with the link can access it, and they don't need to have a Canva login. So that means that across the top, I should get a whole list of like different icons from people who have joined this presentation. So basically, this is what we call a whiteboard. And in Canva, a whiteboard, if you have or haven't used it before, is a tool that allows you to do collaborative work, and it's very, very simple to use. Now, I'm just going to zoom in on the navigation tips, because for me, this was a game changer. Okay, so using the control button and the scroll wheel on your mouse allows you to zoom in and zoom out quite easily. And then the other thing, which is also really cool, is the fact that if you hold the spacebar down, you get the grabby hands. That means you can drag the presentation around and see. So while he's in Qatar, and other things, well, it is interesting. So if you want to add something to this board, all you need to do is click on the board somewhere and just press S, and then you get your own little post-it note, which appears here. Okay, and that post-it note allows you then to write in your name. So you can add in your name, and you can add in, there you are. So like Waleed, I am in Qatar, but currently I'm in the UK. So yeah, so you can put your own post-it note on there. You can change the color, etc. And you can put your wow, I wish I'd used that before, and I've never used that. And like, it might be something that I can have a look at as well. So yeah, click anywhere on the screen, press S, and do a little post-it note, and see what happens. Yes, this is like an amazing tool. You can set this up at the beginning of a class, and all of the kids can access it, and they can all type on their answers. Obviously, you have that lots of kids on one document. Are they going to be silly or not? So you put in your ground rules, etc., etc. But this is purely a great way of collaborating with your team, whoever that may be. So with your classes, which is perfect, and because this is a as you can see, there's like it's in sort of presentation mode. You can build your whole lesson through this. So you've got a nice start where people can actually type and say what they want, and then you can share that and move on forward. So art teacher, UAE, interior design. I love art. This one, I have a personal account, and I discover I get it. Yes, and when you get a school account, your personal account, you get all the pro stuff for free as a school account. And they've really thought about how they use AI to help enable teachers or amplify teachers, I think is one of the key words. So hundreds and hundreds of ideas, and AI is one of those tools the world since then. So I've been in Spain and China and Italy, Oman, and now in theory I should be in Qatar, but I came home a couple of weeks ago to give my kids some respite, and we'll probably be going back in the next few days. So I've been experienced online teaching again, so that's been fun. And yeah, my mission has always been to try and get teachers to use technology in a really effective way, and to help them save time, and to see the benefits of technology, which sometimes gets lost sometimes in the message. So it's about how can I use this technology effectively in my classroom, and engage my students, and also save me a lot of time. So that's me. Okay, so everything we're trying to do is to empower you with your design skills. So the art teachers in here, you're going to love this. And also for those people who want to look at admin or want to look at creating presentations or want to look at creating interactivity widgets or apps, all of those things we're going to try and cover today. And it's going to hopefully be hands-on as well. So hopefully you get a chance to be a little bit more hands-on. So the first thing that I want to look at is something about classrooms within Canva. All right, so most people now are probably either Google schools or Microsoft schools, or maybe using Blackboard or another, or Canvas as their management system for all their lesson content, etc. And Canva has a way of building classrooms within their system, which will then link to your learning management system. So I will just say it says a demo and go to the home page now. Let me just see. Basically, you can see that on my toolbar on the left-hand side, I have something here that says classroom. Now, this is only available if you're in the school setup. Okay, so once the school setup is set up, you have the ability to do classroom. And when you click on classroom, it brings up classes, and you can see we're in an environment where there are other classes that have been created. And you just create a class. So I can create a class and I can call it 11A ICT, if it happens to be my ICT class, and I can continue. Oh, it's already done that one already. Let's go 11B. Okay, so I have an IT class. And then you can share it with your Google Classroom and people can enroll, or you can copy the link to invite, or you can just have your classroom created like this. And then you can add people to this classroom. And once you are set up properly as a school, you can actually link it to your classrooms within Google Classroom or Microsoft as well. So they can then sync the two together and pull in all your students and invite those students into your classroom. So setting up classrooms is really, really cool, because then that allows you to start generating work, and you can create assignments. The students can hand in their assignments to you. You then get a list of all the ones that you need to review, and then you get a list of all the ones you've reviewed as well. So it's completely self-contained within Canva, but at the same time, you can link it and link assignments to your management system. So it keeps it all nice and neat and tidy. So you can either go to one of the other places, you can be in Google Classroom and see the assignments and they'll take you into Canva, or you can just go straight into Canva and you'll get little notifications where that little bell is down the bottom. You'll get notifications from there, which will send you a notification saying you have a piece of work that needs some reviewing. And then you can go in and then you can review that work. Now, when you click on create a design, we're going to go through this anyway, but then you've got the ability to choose lots of different designs that you want to use as the assignments. You've got loads of education options that you can use for assignments, etc. But I'm going to show you some other stuff which I think is even more powerful that you can embed into assignments from a student perspective using AI. So let me just jump across to the next slide. Okay, present. Okay, so Canva AI. If I could do a show of hands, that'd be interesting. Maybe, I don't know if you can do emojis attached to my thing, but basically most people now are using AI to think of ideas and have a conversation with AI about either generating new content or generating content in a different way. And we may go to Gemini, we may go to ChatGPT, we may go to Claude, or we may go to any of the other AI tools that are available. And one of the key things we have to remember is that as a school, we need to protect all of the data that we're using. So if you are using your personal version of ChatGPT, you have to be really careful about sharing people's data, etc., and information. And then the same with other AIs. So within the Canva environment, as long as you've got a teacher account, you are more protected, and the information you share with Canva is not going to be used for any forms of training. So it's good to know that you're in a one-stop shop, as it was, for AI. Okay, so you can use it for you might have been using AI for emails, you might have been using AI to generate social media posts, or making AI marketing for the school. Okay, so if there is no classroom inside your school account, then it might be that you've got a teacher account, a whole school umbrellaed account that's been set up. So let me double check with that, and we'll come back to you. But yeah, I think that might be the case, that you might have a teacher account, which is what you can, if you don't, which I'll double check, but that's what I think it is from my perspective, is what I've seen. Okay, so let's just go through this a sec. So if we're in one app and we don't have to switch between those apps all the time, it's going to make our workflow a lot better. And this is what we're allowed to do within Canva. So in the Canva environment, in the Canva environment, on the left-hand side, there's something called Canva AI. Okay, so this is yours of this one. Okay, so let me just see if I could just stop sharing a sec and refresh this. Let's go stop sharing. When you click on Canva AI, you have these. Let's hope that works. All right. technology. Right. So when you click on Canva Code, you get these little buttons appear underneath, and let's just see if that works on here now. So if it's loaded. Yeah, so let's go Canva AI. Yeah, so when I'm in Canva AI, you've got create student activity. Now, this only appears when you've got your school account or you're set up on your school account. So we'll come back to that one. But then you have design. So you have design, so you can create something for social media, for presentations, for marketing cards and invites and logos. So you have design. You have images, which is obviously image generation. You have document, and you have code. And you have video clips. So these are the areas that we're going to look in today. Let's go to the next one. All right, so when you are using Canva AI, you have to think of this as like a conversation with an intelligent friend, but it's one that also needs clear context. It needs some specific goals. Okay. It needs maybe some restraints like time, etc., built into it. You need to maybe request a variety of different responses so you can see which one's the best, and you can encourage additional information. And also, once you've started the design process, you can also have a conversation. So once it starts making something, you can actually have a conversation with it and start changing what you do and don't want it to do. All right. So click on the link and put it into the chat. Okay. So this gives you something for you guys to work on in your own right. So there. Okay. So in this workbook, what we're trying to do is we're going to try and use some of the tools that you have in Canva. All right, so if you've got your own Canva account, you should be able to access these Canva accounts. So the first one we're going to do is we are going to use the Canva AI, and we're going to get it to create a easy to understand guide for teachers on taming their daily admin and maintaining parental communication. So I'm just going to take this prompt and I'm going to copy it, Control C. And then I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to come out of code, and I'm going to go to docs. And I'm just going to paste that prompt in there and then just go submit. All right, so I've given it a prompt about what I want to do, and it's going to hopefully make me a document. Now it's interesting because Canva is always updating as we go along. So sometimes when I first started using this, it would start building it on the right hand side, and now it sort of builds it and then shows you in one big at the end. So that's interesting to see as well. All right, so in our day and age, we are impatient people, but it's quite interesting to think how long it would take one of us to type something like this and the speed that it can type and generate content. After a while, you go, wow, that is amazing. That's really, really quick. And that's quite impressive what it's done. So it's just doing a design for me now, and we shall see. But you can go into yours now and copy and paste the same one in, or try a different prompt and see what happens in Canva as well, so that I can help with anything as well. So let me just go to the next slide on here. Let's just go while we wait to see what happens. Okay, so we've done the we've had a look at docs. Hopefully doc will show you. It's just your version will probably work really well. I think because it's trying to give me multiple versions as well, which is really good. It's just taking a little bit of time. Because the next one was going to be a prompt about creating a presentation, and this is where you go design for me. So maybe while I'm waiting to demonstrate mine, if you go into the workbook and go into Canva, if you've got your own Canva account, and try copy and pasting these prompts in, and let me know if they're working for you. That might be really handy. Right. So yeah, so this one is an example of a prompt. So act as a class teacher or form tutor, draft a welcome, engaging presentation for the first day of school to build community and ease student nerves. So let me just see if this is going to work. Maybe presentation will work a bit better. So let's just go. So let's see if it's worked. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So yeah, so once you actually get a document is produced, you can see that I've got the document. I've got all the information is provided for me, and then here I can just have a conversation and maybe ask it to make this more succinct, this more. And it will look at it and it will shorten it down and make it less. Fantastic, well done. A presentation, that's awesome. You're doing better than me at the moment, so I'm very proud of you. So look, so then I've got a new version which I can click on, and they've maybe reduced the file size of it. And then once I'm happy with it, I can go to Canvas editor, and I can now go in here and I can play around with different fonts. I can change any of the layouts, move it around, add any content. So I've quickly got a document that works really, really easily. Now let's go for the next one. Let's see if my presentation one works now that it's working. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So prompt for a presentation. If I grab this presentation, imagine you're starting the year and you've got to create a presentation for all of your class, for your class, etc. So I can go down here to go to home, go to Canva AI, and this time I'm going to go design and go presentation and just drop that in here and then go present. And now what happens is it starts thinking about how it's going to put this together as a presentation for me. And it gives you an outline first, which is really, really good. So yes, this is how it's supposed to be working. Okay, so I now have all of my presentation in place, and then I can go in here and quickly choose and any sort of format that I want. So I could just go, let me go to organic, and then I can go generate. But as you can see, I can edit any of these options and change any of this information here before I even generate it. And then I can go generate. And it's going to make those slides for me. Now, the great thing about all of this content is that you have sharing options. So when I show you, once this presentation has been completed, I'll show you some sharing options, which makes doing presentations, especially presentations, really, really easy for staff, especially if you're doing it to other staff or your classes. So or if you're sharing it into Google Classroom. So welcome to our class. So I can basically go through. I've got two choices. So I'm just going to take this one. I can choose a different color palette if I want. And then I can go to use Canva editor. And this is my presentation. I have my presentation here. It's done the whole a warm welcome, our routine, meet your team, etc., etc. And all of this is now editable. So if I don't like that picture, I can go ask Canva and I can go make an image, and I could have let's just go 3 pupils and a teaching assistant. Okay, and this is how easy it is to just, not pupils, see, I can't spell, and click go like that. Okay, so now I have the ability to just edit anything. So Canva AI can even edit images within the actual presentation that you're working on, which is awesome. And all of these things that you've produced or is produced for you, you can then use and quickly change how your presentation looks. And if you're a whole school, you can actually build in your own brand, and you can actually, everything that gets generated could be linked to your school brand as well. And that's something that we can do on a later session for like top end school users who want their Canva to be branded across the whole board. So once the image is finished, you just click on it and it drops it into your presentation. So yeah, I can click on it, and yeah, I've got that image in there instead. So you can play around with images, etc., etc. You can change different fonts. You can just go up there and you have a whole heap of different fonts that you can go through and change your fonts as well. So all of these things are available. Now, when you come to want to make this presentation, if you go to share, one of the great ones is public view link. So if you click on a public view link, you get a view link. This could be shared on school websites, etc. You can copy that. And then when you share that, it just gives you the presentation. There's nothing around it. It's just a wonderful presentation, and you can click through the whole presentation very simply, very easily, and there's no faff. So that's a really, really great way of sharing presentations that you create. So we've done presentations, we've done a document. Next on our list is image generation. So this I got AI to give me a prompt for this. So this is image generation. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C. Let me go back here. I'm going to get a home. Canva AI. And this time, I'm not doing a presentation. I'm not doing a design. I'm doing an image. Control V and go. And you actually, if you see down there, these are the images it produced for me based on that prompt, a breathtaking wide-angle view of a futuristic biomorphic landscape filled with glowing neon flora. So I try to get it to do as many different things as possible. So you've got all of these images that is just generated that I can click on and we can make an Instagram post, make a poster, boost resolution. So imagine if you're an English teacher or you're teaching a book or you're an art teacher and you want to get some ideas from text and then turn it into some sort of imagery, or the kids have written something that then they want to generate images for. This is really, really powerful as well. So we have image generation as well, and you should be able to have a go at that as well. And maybe if you wanted to, you could because you have access to this, maybe you could post some of your images around. Maybe let me just see if I can just click in here and get add pay here, add a page. I think expand to whiteboard. Yes, this is now a whiteboard. So if you wanted to, so if you have made an image in that previous thing, so if I just open up this image, open in editor. If I just go Control C. There you go. So yeah, if you go Control C, Control V, you could paste your image on this whiteboard so we can see all the images that you've created after doing your Insta image design. So you can go and write a prompt in Canva AI. So you go to the home page, go to more, and then Canva AI, click on image, write your description in there, open up your image, and then paste it on here. See if we get any other people's images. That'd be really, really cool, because we've got a little bit of time before we move into Canva code. So if you want to try and create an image, everyone, and try and post it on here, and we'll see what happens. I can even, and this is really good. Remember, you're always thinking about how can I do this how are these tools going to help me as a teacher? But there's like a really cool little timer function here. So I can click on timer and I can just say, right, you've got 2 minutes to do this. If I wanted to, I could make it dramatic and then press play. You've now got 2 minutes class to get your picture generated in the other Canva AI and post it on here. So yeah, these little things are really good and help us build content and engage our classes in a variety of different ways. So if anyone wants to paste in their fantastic thing, you can just go Control C and then Control V on this whiteboard. Remember, with the control and the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out if you're on a desktop. It's probably a little bit different when you're on a phone. I'm just going to turn that music off. But maybe your students would like that music playing away and carrying them down. So nice, Waleed. Is that like Arabic Silver Surfers on the way to Doha? I'm guessing your prompt just from your image. And maybe that's a teaching activity in its own right. What words could have been used to generate this image? And then you could test it afterwards to see what happens. Which could be quite fun. So now I'll be like, right, so people, you only got 15 seconds left, 14 seconds left. So you got that like that pace that you can sort of put into your lessons as well. So you have that chance to make an image. You can make an image, you can copy and paste it somewhere and see how it goes. Right, so what have we done so far? We have done docs. We have done prompt to present, and we have done Insta images. What we're going to move on to now is probably my favorite area, which is Canva code. Okay, so Canva code is where you get to make applications, or you get to actually make websites basically, or interactive workbooks or interactive worksheets, etc. that basically you are limited, and this is what I like to say, is by your imagination. So I really wish I could make this in my class. It'd be amazing. Well, you pretty much can with Canva Code on many, 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 many different things. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to go to Canva Code, and I'm going to show you one of the tasks that we can do, because it gives you some functionality. So if I go to widgets, all right, so the honor of hosting, okay, so what we're going to do is random student selector. So I can copy that, and then I'm going to go back to my Canva site and go, let's just close this one, and we're going to go to code. All right, and now in code I can go Control V, and it's going to start creating my random student selector. All right, so this will write lines and lines of HTML code, and this will then generate a random student name selector that you can use to select the names of students in your class for whatever reason you want to do. Now, what I'm going to see is I'm going to see if there's a little bit of coolness that we can do as well. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create a name selector. So if I can do Fred, William, Catherine, Zach, right, so now I've got my name selector, and it's going to randomly select someone. So that's really good. I've selected someone's name, but then can I get it to generate question selectors underneath? You know, so this is just a thought I had. Can I then add a question selector underneath? Look, it just wants some clarification, because I've just been a little bit random with what I want to do. So do you want me to create a fixed set of, yes, please, fixed set. Let's go reveal question. And then reveal answer after when clicked. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now this is what we call vibe coding. I'm having a conversation with my AI to improve upon what we first created. So now I've got a random name selector, and linked to that is going to be some questions that hopefully the two will work together. So, and as you can see, you've got like version 1, and then this will be version 2. And sometimes you can get down to version 17. So this is when AI doesn't necessarily save you time. But for now, we're just doing a quick design on this, and showing how you can expand your ideas just purely on what you think and the ideas that you have in your own head. Hopefully. Right, so let's just put William, Susan, Jack in, and we're going to choose the name Susan, and spin for a question, Susan. So what was thought to have caused the fire to start in the Great Fire of London? Susan would give our answer, and then you can click, and a bakery fire on Pudding Lane was the official cause. And we could choose a different star, maybe be something different. Jack. How many people died? 7? Oh, 6, not too bad. So this is how you can keep on iterating it. And then when you've finished, you can click on publish and it will generate a web address for you. So this is like Great Fire of London. And then go publish. And now I've got a website, which I can then copy, go to a new tab, Control V, enter. And now I have my random student selector, choose a star, and then it will ask them questions. So that's, and this is the power of Canva code, is they go, oh, I wonder if I could do that, and you can. So let's go to the next one, which is okay, so an interactive digital safeguarding quiz for students. So if I quickly grab this one, Control C, get a Canva code, let's go close, code, Control V, and set it in. Now, once you start playing with this, you can start building more and more things in there. And on Thursday, I think I'm doing a session, which is going to be like a more detailed prompting process with Canva code and AI, and also how to get it to link to sheets and how to get it to have like universal design for learning and EAL, etc., and how to build something which is a lot more with students. This is just like a taster of what you can do in Canva. Let me show you the last one. Okay, now I wasn't aware of this. I only found out about this the other day, and I'm a by trade many years ago. I was a geography teacher, so having the ability to build something that's map based was really cool. So I'm just going to copy this in preparation for where we go next. So if I go back over here, you can see it's writing these lines of codes. Now, as someone who's written code before, writing this many lines of code accurately takes a very long time. So we've taken away all the mystic coding fear because we don't have to do it. We just ask it to do something and it does it for us. And it makes these things really amazing. Okay, here we go. Here's my code. Safeguarding quiz. Let's go. Someone online asks you for a password to help you win a prize. What should you do? Ignore them and tell a trusted adult. And there you go. And it also, I haven't asked it to do this. It's assumed that this is a really good thing to do. All right. And then we do questions. Send it and block them as well. Okay, so you've got this quiz, and the same thing again, you can go publish, and then you've got that quiz and you can share it with students as well. So let's just go back to Canva code and let's just drop this one in, Control V. I see locations in, let's just go London, and I'm going to go UK. And then go down. Okay, so Open Maps experience, a tour of the must-see locations in London, UK, best places to eat, including ratings, brief descriptions, visitors tips, user-friendly filters for dietary preferences, etc. So again, if you're doing history and you need maps, or if you're doing geography and you need maps, having this open maps prompt is really powerful, and you can then start generating map-based activities as well. See, obviously it takes a lot more lines of code to generate a map than it does for other things. So while that is happening, let me go back to my presentation. There is links to the canva.com design school where you can go and do loads and loads of certificates and actually get qualifications that you can post on LinkedIn, and also learn more and more stuff. Thank you. And there's like also a feedback form. Now, what's really interesting is this feedback form was created using Canva code. All of it was done in Canva code, and all of your responses are going to be saved to a sheet for me as well, which is really good. Now let's just see. There you go. Here's my map of London that is generated for me. I've got Hawksmoor, Britain's best steakhouse, 4.7 stars. I can up, what we got prices. What's this? Cheap prices. Tate Modern. So, and this took less than 5 minutes to build, and then you can just sit down and go through and ask for more and more information and go through it in that way as well. So it's 4:01. I've run over a little bit. Please have a little play, have a little go at all the different tools. Go into Canva AI. Remember, you can't break anything, and remember, it's there for you to try and be creative and come up with ideas and be inventive and save you time and give tools that you can share with your kids that make it really, really interactive. Thank you, everyone. It's been quite a tour, as it were, and yeah. Really, really good. Thank you, everyone. That's really, really. It's good to know when you're doing something like this. This is the first one we've done like this, so yeah, no, I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully, you've something you can take away and something you can use in your classes. There we go. Look, welcome to Grade AR. Look at this. This is awesome. And just think, when you've got an eye for design as well, you're just going to be making so many amazing things. Now I've got to work out how to turn all this off. Okay, thank you again for your time. If you could do the survey and everything, that'd be really, really helpful. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.